Hi, this is Dave Von Kleist, and since the release of 9/11 in Plain Sight, there's been tremendous controversy about many of the clips that we included in the making of this documentary. We've been accused of using Photo Workshop to create photographs and manipulating video footage to create flashes and other anomalies. This is certainly not the case, and if those that had made those charges had taken the time to investigate the videos that we had mentioned in the production of this documentary, they'd find those exact clips as they appear on our film. One of the clips, however, has created more controversy than others, and it's appeared on many websites, videos, and in books. This clip we noticed at first at WAG the WTC, and it's been on the internet for all 3 years now. Let's take a look as it appeared at WAG the WTC and in the film 9/11 in Plain Sight. This video clip was captured and posted at many other internet websites. Some people see this as two towers and a rising plume from a separate event. Others see it as one tower and the plume rising simply because of the collapse of the South Tower, which is hidden from view. Now, this debate has raged furiously for the past 3 years, and many other 9/11 researchers have included this clip in their video productions. As an example, George Humphrey included it in his video production 9/11: The Great Illusion.
Shortly after World Trade Center Building 2 was hit, there was a huge explosion that appears to emanate from the center section of World Trade Center Building 6.
And Eric Hufschmidt, in his book Painful Questions, used a captured frame from this video clip and on page 13 stated that the rising plume was a result of an explosion that occurred moments after the strike on the South Tower. Well, thanks to many of the listeners that we have to the Power Hour broadcast, one of our diligent and faithful listeners sent us a video that has the complete and unaltered video footage as captured on September 11th when CNN was interviewing Tom Clancy. And here it is.
Humorous, I said, surely you've thought about things like this. He said, well, to the best of my knowledge, nobody in my office has looked at this, but I promise you Monday morning they will be. Presumably they've been, they've considered this possibility for some time. The big problem is a person who's willing to lose his own life in voluntarily in a terrorist incident, people like that are fairly rare, because self-preservation is indeed the first law of nature, and not too many people are willing to throw their lives away, and those who do it generally do it for religious reasons because they think there's something good waiting for them on the other side of death. In a case like this, that's going to lean people towards talking about Islamic fanatics, but we need to remember that Islam is a religion, and it's a religion with beliefs and not terribly different from Judaism or Christianity.
And now, so there can be no mistake whatsoever, let's take a look at both clips superimposed. The WAG the WTC clip captured from the internet and the video clip provided to us by one of our faithful listeners. Until more evidence is discovered to support the contention of a separate explosion at the World Trade Center, I think it's safe to assume that this rising plume was the first of many, which were the result of the collapsing South Tower, which was hidden from view in this camera angle. Why is it that over the past several years, many other videos and books have been published and released that ask the same question, and yet they were not the subject of the type of attacks that William Lewis and myself have had to endure? We've been accused of creating a hoax. Let's take a look at the definition of hoax. A hoax, by definition, is an act meant to trick or deceive. I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, there has been no intent to trick or deceive anyone in the presentation that you've seen in 9/11 in Plain Sight. Our goal was to present to you video and photographic evidence that wasn't seen before and allow you to ask your own questions. There are, however, questions that remain in regard to smoke emanating from the Trade Center area before the collapse of either of the towers. In this clip, shot from a helicopter, we see the North Tower on the right and the South Tower on the left, and there can be no doubt that both towers are indeed still standing in this video clip. What appears to be Building 7, the black building, is in the foreground. Look carefully at the roof of this building. There appears to be smoke emanating from the roof of this building. Notice also that as you look around the base of the Trade Center area, there appears to be smoke in the general vicinity of these buildings. Question: if there were no other explosions or fires
Other than the planes striking the towers, how do we explain this smoke in the Trade Center area? Look carefully at this photograph taken just as the South Tower began to collapse. You'll note that there appears to be smoke all around the base of the towers. Again, where did this smoke come from if there were no other explosions?
Rick Sanchez has been there throughout this morning for us. Rick, tell us where you are and what the latest is.
Well, I'm in that area, if you're familiar with this area of where West Broadway and Hudson come together, right at Chambers. That would put us about a block and a half away from the site of where the explosion was. That area has just been evacuated because police have found what they describe as a suspicious device, and they fear that it might be something that could lead to another explosion. Obviously, there's a real sense of caution here on the part of police. I spoke with some police officials moments ago, Chris, and they told me that they have reason to believe that one of the explosions at the World Trade Center, aside from the ones that may have been caused by the impact of the plane with the building, may have been caused by a van that was parked in the building that may have had some type of explosive device in it. So their fear is that there may have been explosive device planted either in the building or in the adjacent area, and that's why they're being so cautious in this vicinity right now.
3 weeks before the release of 9/11 in plain sight, one individual did a full review and said that the photographs were the result of photo workshop and that the video footage had been manipulated. I find it rather curious that these people mounting this smear campaign have neither the courage or the integrity to contact us and ask us any questions, or do any investigation to confirm that what they were seeing on our video presentation was indeed factual and not created. And again, I point out that you can get these video clips yourself by going to the video CNN America Remembers, or the PBS documentary Why the Towers Fell, or the Naudet Brothers documentary on 9/11. Folks, do your own research, and please understand that we've all got to come together to find the answers to these questions. My personal philosophy is that all of the 9/11 researchers need to come together at one big table and throw all of their pieces of the jigsaw puzzle down and let us all work together to solve this puzzle. Because if we don't, we'll never find the answers. Divided we fall, but united we will stand.